This Wimbledon is proudly a fan-owned, run and operated club. Always looking for you to get involved, step up, whether it's just for ideas or opinions or direct action at a specific skill set that you'd like to help the club. New members are always welcome. And once you're a member, you can then have yourself possibly elected to the board of the trust and help steer the club and oversight there. It's the Don's Trust, and you can find out more information at thedonstrust.org. Take the club forward now that we are home in Wimbledon.
Stu's doing an OnlyFans with a ring light. We are live, I believe. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Plough Lane. Welcome to 9 Years TV, bringing you all the build-up to AFC Wimbledon versus Crewe, Alexandra in League 2. I am Nick Draper. I am joined to my left by Reece Fletcher, and to my right, Rob Boyce. And we are going to go straight, I think, into team news, gents, with the lineup, as you can see, with a few changes, because we've got a few players back from last week's, well, who were missing from last week's defeat at home to Stockport. So Ali Al-Hamidi comes back into the starting 11 as we expected. Same for Joe Lewis. Alex Pearce drops to the bench. Josh Davison and Harry Pell also drops to the bench because Omar Bugiel gets a start. And Jack Curry takes a place in the starting 11 for the first time. Lee Brown, again, also dropping down to the bench. So, Reece, we sort of expected Ali to come back in. He got a goal on international duty with Iraq. He's still looking to break his duck for this season. Crewe are a team that give you a chance, concede a few goals. Is today going to be the day for Ali to get off the mark?
I think so. I mean, he did score last game, as you said. It boosted his confidence a lot at Crewe. The last couple of games, I think they won 4-1 against Forest, 3 beat Milton Keynes as well. So it's going to be a hard test, no matter what team we put out. But a lot of changes and a lot of good players are coming back in. Because Joe Lewis, etc. Curry's back in. Ali, so yeah, very good lineup in my eyes.
Rob, Stu's put the team graphic there on the screen for us, and what I would normally think of as a traditional 4-4-2 with Omar and Ali up front. Stu's thinking perhaps more of a 4-2-3-1 with Omar just dropping deeper into that sort of, and I don't like calling it this, but the cliched number 10 role.
Yep, I think that's what we'll see. I think that's what we'll see when we're defending. I think we'll see Bugiel drop into the number 10 role, more of a a 4-5-1. But I think when we're on the attacking, it switches to a 4-4-2. Bugiel pushing a bit more alongside Ali Al-Hamidi. That's what I kind of expect to see. So a bit of a mix of both shapes really on that side of things. But yeah, that's what I kind of expect to see today.
Yeah, we also should mention that a couple of changes on the bench. Morgan Williams not involved today. Ryan McLean also misses out from the squad of 18. Connor Lemonade, as we must call him, takes his place on the bench alongside, obviously, Josh Davison and Harry Pell will be our attacking options, where perhaps we were a little bit short last week when we lost here at home to Stockport. And we're going to have a quick look, I think, at the highlights from that one. Of course, Josh Davison got the goal before we went on to lose by 2 goals to 1, as we still search for a first home league win of the season. Our first home Saturday win we're still looking forward to since January 28th. It did come last week. This is what happened.
Normally we'll do our birthday rock call on time here, but before we go through it, just a little kick-off. So, recent birthday shouts.
The entertainers this season, AFC Wimbledon, are a difficult side to predict, but the new campaign has seen them remain unbeaten so far. The win over Stevenage on penalties in the EFL Trophy hints that Johnny Jackson's side can tough it out and the going gets tough. They host Stockport County this afternoon, a side having the polar opposite start, sat 20th in the division. Dave Challoner's men set the bar high with their return to the AFL last season and their loss in the playoff final. But it seems that the hangover from that defeat is still continuing to linger on. There's a flick inside over the top, to the edge of the 18-yard box, but they were able to really get onto it. Collected by Alex Bassat, wasn't able to keep it in. Be behind for a corner. Header away, that one by Pearce, clearing the line. It's going to come back in from range, but Barry from Horsfall. Tilly. Good nod across goal. The eventual effort off target, sailing over Ben Hinchcliffe's crossbar. It's the right idea. Pell gets onto it. He's just caught between two defenders. Can't escape their attention. Can't get his effort towards goal. It's a good little flick on into the space. Goalkeeper came and Bass was a little uncertain. His defender had to deal with the danger. Might be a chance coming the other way though with Pell. Support on the overlap on his right. Tilly. Pell wants it back. And Tilly took it on himself from a very difficult angle. Still a corner to come. Whipped in, and it somehow finds its way into the back of the net. Josh Davison, the one celebrating. 9 goals in the league last season. He picks his first up of the new campaign. And you have to say, AFC Wimbledon have controlled a large part of the opening half an hour or so. And they deserve to have their noses in front. Not too easy on the eye, but the forward will be happy to get his name on the score sheet. Eventually down on the deck at the feet of Lafe. Nothing coming from the pressure though that the visitors are putting on, and there's a chance to break it. Newfield gives it wide. Look at the run being made by Tilly. Fired though straight into Hinchcliffe, and that may be revenge perhaps. Ball floats it in. A chance suddenly to come the other way. 23-year-old on the charge. No one's really slowing him down. Lovely little layoff as well. Brilliant counter-attacking football. Louis Barry gets it right this time. Stockport County are level. Lovely ball out to this near flank. Newfield cuts onto the right boot. I'm not sure if it was a shot or a cross, but it was causing problems to Crowsdale. Pye sends it down the line, gets it back. Bit of possession football suddenly for the away side. They're looking good with it too. It's a great ball across goal. World collar strike. Very untidy in the middle part of the pitch, but the hosts come away with it. Williams just spreading it across. Chance now for Tilly. I'm not sure if that's a shot or a massively overhit through ball to Williams. Finds some space. Pinging around on the edge of the box. Tilly! Side netting. Well, that was a position where he should pull the trigger, and he did.
And we are back, and there we are. That was last Saturday's 2-1 defeat at home to Stockport County. If you're just joining us, we are broadcasting live from Plough Lane ahead of AFC Wimbledon versus Crewe Alexandra. I'm Nick Draper. I've got Rhys Fletcher to my left and Rob Boyce to my right. Rhys, you were just saying as we were watching that, thought we started all right last week. Good first half, went in ahead, but just seemed that Stockport really just upped their game second half, dominated possession and made us pay.
Yeah, definitely. It's really weird. First half we had all the tempo. I think they did change their shape in the second half. I believe they did, and that might have cost us a little bit, but it was still a decent performance in the first half. As we said, for the lineups, we got a lot of our players back in the lineups today, so hopefully a better performance all round.
Rob, what did you think happened in the second half for us? Because, you know, a lot of people weren't happy with the performance, said it gave them sort of flashbacks to last season, especially the fact that we took the lead and then we went on to lose. But I think context is here, as Rhys was saying, last week, I'd say six first choice players missing.
Yep.
When you look across the team, there's always bound to be effect against a team of Stockport who have invested heavily and got a big squad.
Yeah, you know what, Stockport have obviously invested heavily, and I think their quality just showed through. I mean, they had injuries as well, but you know, when they starting players like Louis Barry up front, for example, I think it's class in League Two. goes to show their depth in squad. I think ultimately, they kept possession very well. Obviously, it was a boiling hot day, very humid, and I think obviously goals change games. James Tilley should have brought down his man for the first goal, and I just think we just kind of ran out of legs and ran out a bit of energy really, and obviously that's probably why fans are a bit disappointed. I mean, we haven't won at Plough Lane for a little while. Picked up a few draws and. We dropped points, in my opinion, to Newport, being 2-0 up as well the week before. So probably a bit of frustration, really. But look, Newport are going to be up there coming the end of the season. So, Stockport, sorry. Maybe Newport will be up there. But Stockport will definitely be up there coming the end of the season.
100%. We have a little wry smile with Spike behind the camera there for. Have we got a cliche jar, Spike? We might need one. There we go, there it is. A little cliche jar. If you are watching on YouTube, well, you're going to be watching on YouTube or Facebook, whichever one you're watching on, drop us your comments and maybe your score predictions for this afternoon's game. We are hosting Crewe Alexandra, and we will have a quick look at them now, see how they line up. Obviously, it's Jason Demetriou is their sort of pick of their summer signings. Courtney Baker-Richardson is their star man up front and probably the one to watch. Reece, Crewe have started well, 3 wins out of their first 7, only 1 defeat. They're scoring lots of goals. As you referenced earlier, they won 4-1 last week. They beat Milton Keynes a few weeks ago.
Yep.
They beat someone else, but we'll just reference the fact they beat Milton Keynes. Started well, currently 6th in the league, although it may be a little bit too early to look at league table. But I think not many people were sort of looking at Crewe, but they seem to have a way of playing with young managers, fresh ideas, and they're going to be a threat today.
I think they will. I think Baker-Richardson, he's only scored 3 goals this season, but they've come in the past couple of weeks, so he's definitely going to be the threat. But they have got good players, but they also lost some players in the summer, but I think they've recruited quite well and replaced those players quite well, so I think they will be a threat, especially up front today.
Yeah, I mean, all know about Chris Long as well. We've got a bit of history with him. He starts today. Rob, you mentioned last week Stockport, dominated possession. We had to do a lot of chasing. We expect Crewe will be similar.
Yep.
And it's not as hot as last week. It couldn't possibly be.
You know what? It's hot today, but it's not as humid. I think that's the big thing, isn't it? Like, it saps the energy out of you, that humidity.
100%. So we still expect we'll probably be perhaps conceding the majority of possession today.
Yep.
And we have to try and catch them on the break a little bit. Try and get Ali and Omar in behind as quickly as possible.
I think that suits us, to be honest with you. With the pace of Tilley and the skill of Tilley and Newville down the wings, and Ali up front, I think we're very much a counter-attacking team. If we sit deep and get men behind the ball, we're hard to score against. We've shown this season, in my opinion, and everyone would have seen it who went to Chelsea away, how well defensively we do set up. So, we've kind of got a structure and a plan, and then to break from that shape. So, I kind of don't expect us to dominate possession today. And look, Crewe will come here confident. They won 4-1 last week away from home. So, I was looking at this game like, okay, this is definitely a winnable fixture, targeting 3 points, but they'll be coming here thinking the same. So, hopefully goals in this game.
Yeah, I think we are expecting goals, aren't we, Reece? We are expecting. I've said that against Wrexham as well, and we got a 1-1. But you know what, Crewe, as we said, I think 4 last week, 3 against Milton Keynes. They scored 4 as well against Newport, I believe.
Yep.
So it should be an entertaining game.
It will be. Both teams are quite up high in the table, especially Crewe. They're a little bit higher than us, but both teams have got a lot of attacking threat. Obviously, as you said, Newville, Bugle, Hamady, Tilley, etc. They've all started quite well. Hopefully Ali can get on the score sheet, but also Crewe have got quite a good set of players up front and anywhere in the team. So yeah, it's going to be quite an entertaining game, maybe full of goals as well.
Hopefully so. Sean Tennyson has predicted a 3-0 victory, as you can see on the screen, and that would be pure poetry if it was. But Crewe, we've played a few times actually over the last few seasons. They got relegated alongside us from League One a couple of years ago, and we've had some good meetings with them. We might have a quick look at some of those in a moment, but a team, like we say, Rob. Oh, there's Aaron. That's not the Aaron Paul, is it? It is.
The Aaron Paul.
The Aaron Paul with a message, giving us a little bit of support with his Arabic there. I didn't know Aaron was fluent in Arabic. But
he's predicting a 3-0 win as well, I think.
Is that what that says?
That's what that
Ali
says.
to score, because he's put the flags as well.
Okay, well, I'm just thinking, well, I'm not going to try and put words in Aaron's mouth. It could be anything. As we saw there, the predictions, though, 3-0, though. I'm thinking, hey, look, a clean sheet would be fantastic, but I would expect both teams to score today. A week previous games with Crewe, I think all teams basically have. I think we had a 0-0 draw with them bizarrely earlier in this year up at Gretzey Road. But otherwise, there has been goals galore in this fixture, including a few 3-0 draws, which might be my prediction for today, but we'll come back to that shortly. We also have a full program. We don't have a full program. That's an absolute lie. But every team in League Two is in action this weekend. There was, of course, a game last night. Notts County going back top of the league with a 2-0 win over Salford.
Yep.
And we can probably have another look at the other fixtures in League Two today, see what else is going on. And there we have it. So I think we're looking at a big one there. Tranmere have departed company with their manager, first one this season. Travelled to Crewe, who are performing above expectation this season. And of course, these were done, of course, before last night's fixtures, where Notts County have gone back top of the league. Gillingham in second, host Morecambe. And Swindon and Walsall, two teams that have started well and scoring lots of goals. There's lots of interesting fixtures in there. Reece, what's your pick?
Yeah, some really interesting games. I think Wrexham Grimsby is another interesting one. I remember they played each other in the playoff quarter-final, maybe was it, in the National League, so there's some history behind that fixture as well. But yeah, as you said about the Crawley game as well, performing over-expected, to be honest. And yeah, it's some very interesting fixtures, especially Stockport there as well. They beat us last week, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do away at Milton Keynes as well.
Yeah, Rob, your pick?
Yeah, my pick. There's a couple which are interesting for me. Obviously, Sutton have started the season terribly, and I think there's at what point are they going to turn it around? I was told they've been recruited quite well over the summer, so intrigued to see what happens over there. I think Bradford are underperforming. I think Bradford are underperforming in my opinion. Obviously, they're 16th, so it'll be interesting to see if Mark Hughes comes under a bit of pressure. And another one I'm interested in, what I don't like to admit, is Milton Keynes versus Stockport. Obviously, Stockport are down in 17th, but they're not going to be there come the end of the season. I think they're going to be up and around about the playoffs. So for me, I think that's an interesting one as well. What happens down the road down there?
Hopefully, no, I'm not going to say that. Right, there we go. See the players going in. Joe Lewis there. I'm guessing that was Joe Lewis, judging by the shorts. Going down the very, very short shorts. Getting some touchline footage there as the players in their final preparations for this afternoon.
And there's Hayden in some long shorts.
Hayden is in some he must be sweating in that big fur coat of his. There we go. Right, we have, as we were mentioning, we have a few interesting past few matches with Crewe. Lots and lots of goals scored. I think we might be having a quick look at those now. See last couple of years. But this is them last week. This is what I'm getting myself confused with. Right, this is their 4-1 win at Forest Green last week, where I actually thought they went 1-0 down.
I was thinking, Nick, we don't want to look at past fixtures with Crewe because that's the famous pass back by a certain Sam Cosgrove. So I'd rather watch these highlights here with Forest Green. Obviously, Forest Green I was anticipating to be up there with they spent some good money and got some good players. Obviously, when they were well, Troy Deeney also signed. I think his name's Dapo, who was at Coventry last season, who missed the penalty. Ryan Innes, I think, is a good League Two player. So yeah, obviously a good result for Crewe, winning 4-1 away to Forest Green for me.
Yeah, and Forest Green, of course, had got a point against us a couple of weeks ago as well. They would have been disappointed, but what we said, Reece, is we're going to watch here and see the attacking threat that Crewe possess this season, and we've got to be really much on our guard. Of course, it helps when defenders give away chances like that, but he took it well.
But you see, they've got massive pace up front as well. Even from that mistake, you can see that they're going to be pouncing down on goal a lot and creating their chances. It was a goal from a set piece as well. So they're going to be dangerous from a lot of threats on the pitch, especially in the air. As I saw Baker Richardson there, he's a very tall man. He's going to be a threat in the box from set pieces. So we need to make sure that we cut those out.
Yeah, it's actually a great point, Rob, because we've not talked about our threat from set pieces this season, which is considerable, to be honest with you. We've got a number of goals from corners and free kicks. We've got a couple away at Sutton. We've got one against Forest Green here. Joe Lewis, I think, in the cup that doesn't exist as well. So we have those threats too. We need to take advantage of those situations, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. Set pieces, I think, are I don't know what the stats are, but percentage-wise, I think they're almost like a third of goals which come in League Two. So such a big part of it. We obviously saw Josh Davison get off the mark last week from a James Tilley corner. Sutton, Harry Pell came on and scored with his first touch. So set pieces are massive in this division, and you're going to have to defend our box well, but also in the other opposition attacking well. And I think we've got some good threats. Miguel, Joe Lewis, Ryan Johnson. James Ball's a tall lad as well, so we've got our own threats. So yeah, just need to capitalise on that.
Yeah, as I say, Reece, it's a big feature of our play this season. In fact, get the ball early, try and win off the second balls, and then if you can't get that, set pieces. We saw it come, Sutton in particular, with those set pieces were massive for us in winning that game. But looking at Crewe there, they've also got, as I said, they've got their own threats, and they've got a lot of height in their team. So this is, I'm starting to think of Crewe as potential contenders, you know, looking at them, because I know that they play football and nice football, but if you've got that dual threat as well with the physicality, I think we struggled with physicality last week against Stockport.
Yeah, definitely. I think just we've said before about Baker Richardson and the players that they have recruited in and brought in and replaced from players that have gone. I can't remember their striker, but he went to Leyton Orient and they replaced him quite well with Baker Richardson. So they've got threat from all over the pitch, and they might be one coming towards the end of the season. Who knows? They could be up there, definitely.
Could be. It is, of course, still early days. I think we do have a league table just to have a quick look. I still think it's a little bit early, but 7 games is all right. 10 games, I'd say, is normally where you judge it. And Crewe sitting currently in a playoff position, but a win for us today, and we will go above them.
We'll leapfrog them.
Leapfrog them.
Yeah, that's the word you're looking for.
Is that a cliche?
I don't know if it's a cliche, but it's a good word, isn't it?
There you go. The tin is rattling, potentially. I mean, you look around the league, obviously, we'll quickly look at the top 10. I think we were all expecting Wrexham to be in there come the end of the season. Gillingham and Notts County and Mansfield all heavily favoured. Swindon scoring lots of goals. The interesting one for me that Stu's put together on the graphic is the bottom 4 there. Because Doncaster were tipped to actually improve a lot this season.
Signed some very good players.
Yeah, and it's just not come together for them just yet. And yet to win a game. I think they're the only winless team in the division. Sutton, 6 consecutive defeats now following that opening day win over Notts County. And Tranmere, as we said, who sacked their manager, struggling. We thought Harrogate would struggle. Do you perceive Doncaster actually putting together? Do you think this is a real just blip of them getting used to a new squad of players, or do you think they're going to be down there for the whole season?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because look, we've had a lot of new players and we've started the season really well. So there's a lot of transfer activity goes on in the summer. So I don't think they can use it too much as an excuse to be honest with you. It's interesting as well because I do feel like the league is starting to take shape. You would expect Wrexham, Gillingham, Notts County, Milton Keynes, Mansfield to be up there come the end of the season. I think it's good for Crewe that they've gone under the radar this season. A little bit less pressure on that side of things, and they find themselves up there. But the fact that them 4 teams are down there, you'd expect maybe, obviously, look, Sutton recruited well, but they're not one of the bigger clubs in this division, and Harrogate and Tranmere as well. I'd expect to be fighting at the bottom end. So it's interesting. Doncaster find themselves down there, like you said, Nick. They're going to have to turn it around soon. Because otherwise you just end up in a relegation dogfight, don't you?
Yeah, and it's interesting because Tranmere, I believe, are after today our next visitors to Plough Lane. So we are really hoping to end this. We said we've not won a home game on a Saturday since the end of January, so we really hope to end that run soon. Today is perhaps a tricky game, but also, as you say there, Rob, they're not expected. Crewe weren't expected to be up there challenging for promotion places. But when you start as strongly as they have done, expectation does start to rise up a little bit.
Yep.
And they're probably coming here. Their fans have travelled today, probably expected to actually get a win today,
Yep.
And that can count against you sometimes. If, however, it doesn't come today, Tranmere in 2 weeks, you'd think surely it's got. For us, the expectation then comes on us where we think we should be winning that game.
Yeah, I think we've suffered from it in recent weeks where expectation rose, and we were, a lot of, like I said, fans were disappointed we didn't get something out of the Stockport game, and Stockport are going to be up there at the end of the season, like I said. So, obviously, more games you win, the higher you up, the expectations rise. Maybe there's a bit more pressure on Crewe, but like I said, they're a team which go under the radar on that side of things. So,
yeah, we shall see. Keep getting your predictions into us, of course, however you're watching. Score lines for this afternoon as we are building up to kick-off. You can tell the atmosphere has changed a little bit. The ground is filling up behind us. Jose Messon says, I love Wimbledon, and then he says I'm guessing, lives in Costa Rica.
International Wimbles.
And more international fans, absolutely, from South America.
It's interesting because Stu done a tour this morning and he said he had 2 Japanese fans and 2 Italian fans.
Okay.
None of them can speak English, and Stu don't speak the best English either. So I'd have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that tour this morning. But yeah, it's good that got international fans tuning in and international fans coming to visit Plough Lane.
Of course, if you're an international fan, you can watch the game this afternoon on iFollow. Just go to afcwimbledon.co.uk to pay your match pass or get a season ticket if you wish, and you can watch the whole game live with commentary from Radio WDON. A few predictions still coming from France. May from France also watching. Come on, you Dons, absolutely. I think I just saw a prediction there as well for 3-2 to Wimbledon. I mean, let's get some scoreline predictions. I went on the podcast this week. Trevor Midwell there is going for 2-1. Very confident this afternoon, everyone watching. I said in the podcast I'm going to go for. I'm not bragging.
You have predicted them all right.
For the last 3 weeks, I've predicted the scoreline bang on.
So what does your crystal ball say this morning?
But the thing is, the last 3 weeks I've had a real concrete feeling of what's going to happen. I've got no idea today. I don't think we lose today.
No.
But I said on the podcast a 3-3 draw. So I'm going to stick. I'm going to think a back and forth. A
proper ding dong.
Ding dong. That's the word.
Ding dong. There you go. It's just Spike going to rattle his jar for that one.
That's it. That's what I was looking for. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to go for a 3-3 draw. I am anticipating goals. And also, Rob, you made a point. It has just being here for half an hour. The temperature and the humidity has dropped. It has. It's got a lot cooler here. It's actually a bit of a breeze, which will help us, I think. But anyway, Reece, your scoreline prediction for today?
Well, I think we're expecting goals. I think someone said 3-2. I'm going to go for the same.
3-2.
I think there'll be goals galore. I really want us to win today, just to boost the confidence of the players getting our first home league win of the season. I think it's needed. So yeah, 3-2 to the Wombles.
Nice. Rob?
You know what, I'm going to go against both of you. You're both going goals galore. I think it's going to be a clean sheet. I think it's going to be 2-0. We haven't kept a clean sheet in a while.
I'll take that.
With Curry and Joe Lewis back in the starting line-up, gives me a bit more confidence as well on that side of things. So I'm going to go 2-0 to Dons.
2-0. Have we? We've not kept a clean sheet at home this season, have we? So I think the last clean sheet we would have kept was against Walsall, which was the last time we actually won here. The midweek 2-0 victory.
So by the law of averages, as you like to do, Nick, that's it's overdue.
Yeah, we are due a clean sheet at home, especially after the second half of last season. We can see there, I think Stu is down at the tunnel. We're just watching our screens as well to see what's going on. It's quite tricky to see what's happening there, but they're just lining up, waiting to come out as well. We will, of course, stay live until they make their way out onto the pitch before we find our own places in the stand. I'm told there was a sellout today in the home areas with a £5 ticket promotion for this afternoon, which is great, trying to get local community involved, trying to get as many people in the stadium as possible. We do have a very thriving fan zone behind the west stand, so behind the south stand, sorry. Yeah. And I think a lot of our fans quite like enjoying the hospitality there before making their way into the stadium. But it will fill up, I'm sure, rapidly very shortly.
We've also got fans behind the goal next to the away fans as well, so we've opened up more blocks, which is good to see.
Yeah.
More home fans in the stadium.
Absolutely. Be interesting. We've actually got, as you say, Reece, fans behind the east stand today. Big complaint, and Rob, you were saying this beforehand, the only game at home this season where we've been attacking the south stand in the second half was the 1-0 draw with Wrexham.
Yep.
Arguably our best performance here this season. We have been shooting the wrong way, as has been said. Reece, do you think we're going to change that? We're warming up again down this end. Do you think it's going to change today? Do you think we're going to attack the south stand second half?
I mean, I really hope so, to be honest.
Does it make a difference to you?
I think it does in a way. Like, let's say, for example, we're losing at half-time and you need that push. And then if you have the south stand and all the fans behind you and you're attacking your fans, then I think it should pump up the players. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. Rob, your thoughts?
On attacking the wrong side.
Attacking the wrong end.
You know what? I just think our best performance for me was Wrexham at home. The game we should have won, obviously. I think the second half we, kind of battered their goals. To be honest with you, I get JJ trying something different because, like you said, we haven't won very much at Plough Lane. Obviously, our last win coming at Walsall last season. So I can understand going for something different, but if results don't change, we can switch around for me, in my opinion.
There we go. Well, thank you very much. I believe managers are starting to take their places. That's the round of applause we can hear. So teams will be out very, very shortly. Don't forget updates if you're not being able to watch. You can actually listen to commentary from Radio WDON if you're in the UK. Go to afcwimbledon.co.uk for details on that, and obviously you can watch live if you are abroad. Updates will be on Twitter at AFC Wimbledon and at 9Wires podcast as well. Just squeeze that one in.
Can I say it's good for it's almost going to be a sellout today? Like £5 a ticket, that really is a bargain. So what can you spend? What better can you spend a £5 on nowadays?
How much is a My Pie?
About £6, I think.
Right,
so,
there you go.
Or maybe £5. It's either a My Pie or a ticket at Wimbledon. So
My Pie or a ticket at Wimbledon. It sounds like a dream combination. Well, we hope, hopefully, as we say, this will be our first win at Plough Lane on Saturday since January the 28th. And hopefully, therefore, after the game, we'll be back here discussing a victory. We'll be back here on YouTube and Facebook.
and
almost immediately after full time.
I was going to say we will have Johnny Jackson live as well after the show as well, so tune in
to get his thoughts on what's happened. Final thoughts, Reece. Who are you looking for? Who's going to be the big important player for us today?
Well, James Tilley, I think he's the man to watch at the moment. Obviously, he scored a lot of goals. I really hope Ali Al-Hamadi scores. I think that would be amazing. Here comes the players now, so yeah.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Well, that's it. Teams are out. We're going to leave you to watch the game on iFollow. We'll be back on YouTube and Facebook around 5:15 this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a bit.